Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And if you look at the two beauties over here, not the children, but the two mental midgets that we have on our screen here, this is the new Karen, the new look of the Karen. There's always a changing look of Karens. They change by the day. But in a day that has had so many fucked up stories, so many things going on. Candace Owens yelling at this guy, Ackerman or something like that. This whole Charlie Kirk Hamptons deal where Netanyahu wanted to take him to Israel to take pictures at the Wailing Wall and the Holocaust Museum and all this other shit. And our boy Luigi in New York, this guy, Luigi shoots this CEO for an insurance company, which, trust me, I didn't shed a tear over. But they're going to take first and second degree murder and terrorism off the thing. Basically, he's going to get a parking ticket. I mean, listen, homeboy got off. The homeboy's probably going to get off. And I'm going to New York to rob. Well, I forget. I'm not going to say that. But you can rob a bank in New York and get off. It's just amazing to me that that city is a disaster. An absolute unmitigated disaster. And Luigi, listen, he beat the system. Good for him. Well, not yet, but he's probably going to beat the system. Good for him. You know what? Score a win for the Guineas. But I wanted to go over this story today about this progressive teacher who filmed herself telling her young daughters she had a best news ever surprise for them. And when the girls, of course, jump up, they immediately scream. And it doesn't even look like they were prompted into saying this. They just immediately scream, "Donald Trump died?" Krista Cole, the substitute teacher at a preschool teacher at Columbia Springs Public High School, filmed herself asking these girls the question last month. After the youngsters got it wrong about Trump, she said, "Second best news." One of the daughters answered, "The vice president died?" Now, Cole, whose husband is a Lieutenant Colonel Adam Cole with the Colorado National Guard, which just goes to show you why America can't win any wars anymore. If these fruitcake homos can't control their wives, how do you expect them to win battles or control men or to do anything productive in terms of the military? That guy is a failure beyond belief, and his father is a failure. I'm going to get into why the military turns men into cucks. I have a few stories that I can share after so many years. The mother, Krista Cole, tells the girls, "No, third best news." The girls then ask, "Elon Musk died?" Cole finally ended the girls' suspense by revealing that the news she was referring to was the engagement of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. That's another thing. These women live in fantasy worlds where they believe that the celebrities, they have these parasocial relationships with these celebrities. So they call them Taylor and Travis as if they've known them for years. That's the sick world we live in today. Those are the sick people that are teaching your children. This is the sick woman that has indoctrinated her children with hell. Now, those are girls anyway. They are going to be a handful for any boy that runs into them, God forbid. But they are already indoctrinated with hell because that's all women have within them. Women do not have love. I've told you this many, many times. White women in particular are the cancer of Western civilization. The minute you gave them the right to vote, the minute you give them the right to go out and get an education, the minute you give them jobs, the minute you give them these promotions without merit, you're just asking for trouble, and that's what's happened. That's what's happened to this country. That's what's happened to the Western world. You had maybe 3 or 4 female leaders in Europe over the last 10 years that have systematically destroyed that continent. Angela Merkel being the greatest culprit. She brought in almost 1 million migrants from the Middle East, Sub-Saharan Africa, and India, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. Just one woman has nearly destroyed a country altogether, ruined the identity, and that's the German people's fault. You never put a woman in charge of a country like that. You don't give a woman a responsibility like that. They can't handle it. It's not their nature. Especially some old broad who can't walk. You had this crazy bitch in New Zealand who was putting people during COVID. She was putting people in camps because they wouldn't get the shot. I mean, what has to happen before things start to change? Before the natural order of things goes back to the way it should be. Now, this encounter erupted on social media in the wake of this guy Kirk's killing on September 10th at the Utah College. It's just an amazing thing to see, and I'm going to show it to you now. A spokesperson for the school district told social media, and I quote, "When there is a concern that an employee may have violated district policy in an egregious manner, it is our practice to place them on administrative leave while we conduct a thorough review. This matter is being addressed administratively, and we cannot comment further on personal issues." This is not personal. This person's teaching the public. This person's teaching kids. If she's put that poison in her children, what is she putting into yours? God. Chipeta Elementary spokesperson went on to say, what can we say is there is no safety threat to Chipeta Elementary, and our focus remains on providing a safe, supportive learning environment for our students. I gotta imagine that if there isn't just one weed in your garden, there's always dozens of them. I can't imagine what this school must be like. I can't imagine what the school district must be like, because they're all women. If you work in a school like I have, it's all women, and or homosexual males, or men that are so beaten down by the system that they are terrified of the women that work there. I had a principal. He was the weakest, most feeble man you will ever meet. It's amazing that he even had a bat and balls. The man had no spine whatsoever. He was a feeble cuck. Now, of course, with this being on social media users have been leaving comments with the Army and the school district demanding that these parents be fired over the video. Many have also demanded that the Child Protective Services pay them a visit, which I agree. I agree. Anytime you wish death on people, and these girls, this was not a accident here. She named 3 people, the president, the vice president, and Musk, unprompted. So this has been rehearsed. One user on X wrote, well, and I quote, "Well, that is disturbing. A military wife posted that the best news her kids thought was the death of the commander-in-chief were cooked." Another said, and I quote, "Unbelievable, just unbelievable. I don't know what to say. The father of these children is a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army. Unreal." Well, National Guard. I don't know if there's a difference. It is unclear why she chose to share such a controversial video. We don't know what these people are thinking. Listen, women are just stupid. Women are morons. I mean, what else can you say? They're emotional, feeble morons. That's why for 10,000 years, they have never left the kitchen. They've never left the home. They don't go out hunting. They didn't cultivate the land. They didn't learn the maritime navigational routes. It was all men. Women stayed home and made delivered babies and raised them. Made sure dinner was ready at 6 o'clock. That's what they're there for. That's what God put them on the planet for. Her social media page has since been deleted. While not directly linked to the assassination of Kirk, these things always the video comes amid new discussions over political polarization in the United States. Elon Musk went on this Tommy, what the hell is his name? Tommy Robinson, who had the 1 million person protest in England on Saturday, and correctly said that the left is a party of murder. They're evil, 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 sick people. And 99% of them are crazy, deranged, liberal white women. White women are crazy. When they don't have leadership, they go out of their fucking minds. Period. You can't tell me I'm wrong. Look at all these crazy videos of all these dumbasses who are celebrating this guy Kirk's death, and they're losing their jobs. They're being put on administrative leave. They're almost all women, and they're almost all white women. What possesses you to go on social media and scream, "Yay, we're so happy this guy is dead"? What possesses you to do that? Social media has done something great. It's exposed how stupid women are. It's exposed how the need for validation is at the core of what a woman is. They're emotional beings. If they can't air out their grievances to the masses, even if they're all strangers, they just can't breathe. And this only goes to prove Trump and some other Republican figures who have claimed that left-wingers are bloodthirsty and violent. A YouGov survey found that up to 26% of young liberals said violence is sometimes acceptable to achieve political goals. Just 7% of right-wingers in the same age bracket included in the survey agreed. Now, as we said, Cole has been placed on leave, or I guess she's been suspended. She's probably going to get fired soon. But the more important, the more disturbing part of this whole case here is the fact that these two young girls don't have a father. That guy that you see here in this picture is a bitch. I don't care about the uniform. I don't care about those stupid medals or all the dumb patches. It's all bullshit. Military guys are morons. I'm sorry if you're one, not all, but enough. But this guy is not part of a small minority. I had a few good friends who were lifelong military guys, and they will tell you the easiest women to pick up are these military wives. Once those guys are gone, these bitches go out and they party, and I can tell you from personal experience. When this guy is out doing whatever the hell he's doing, she's spreading her legs for somebody else. These girls are only with these military guys because they have a pension. They live basically for free on some base. They have free health care, free all that shit. And that's the only reason why they're with these guys. This guy is not a man. He's certainly not evolved, because the military breaks you down mentally. So you can't evolve. They don't want you to evolve. They don't want you to think. That's the difference between the Roman military, the Napoleonic military, and this American military. The American military wants you to be retarded. Just follow orders to the T. And the orders are very, very mundane and limited. Whereas the Roman soldier, the Spartan, they were literally engineers. They had to build ditches, build forts, build camps, build things. This guy, look at him. I can almost guarantee he can't change a tire. And I know for a fact he can't control that goblin next to him, his wife. And I'm going to show it to you right now if you haven't seen that video. Because all of this will only stop. All of this will only stop when women are brought back to what they're supposed to be. And that's women of the home. Not fucking CEOs, not cops, not military people, not sports people, none of this bullshit. They have to be brought back to the home. This guy failed those two girls. He's more culpable than she is. She's a woman. She doesn't know any better. He is not a leader. And this guy is supposed to be some corporal or whatever the fuck he is. Who's he leading? Where did he learn his job? You feel comfortable with this guy defending you? If this is the last guy between some Muslim caliphate and me, you know what? I'm taking my chance. I don't like my chances. And there are, like I said, there are many, many, many more guys like him in uniform that behave the same way. They can't control their wives. They can't control their emotions. And they follow orders with high-tech shit. And they're supposed to be heroes, and they're supposed to be fucking the brave of the brave. I love a man in uniform. No, you don't. You love the benefits of that uniform. If you've ever lived near a military base and you've gone to maybe bars or clubs there, and you've picked up chicks that go with it, dollars to donuts. Their husbands or fiancés are off somewhere around the world, and they're not waiting for them to get back. All right, let's get to the video, which is disturbing. Now, these poor kids. I hate to say that, kids are kind of, but they have. Let's just say that let's just say their orthodontist is going to be very wealthy. Let me just make sure this came up. Yes, it did. And away we go.
I have the best news ever.
What? Donald Trump died?
Second best news.
The vice president died?
Okay, third best news.
That Elon Musk died?
Okay, no. Nobody died. My best friend's getting married.
Which one is it?
Taylor Swift! Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged!
Her best friend got married. Look how happy she is. Those girls didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. They knew more about Donald Trump, hoping that Donald Trump would die, or the vice president would die, or Elon Musk would die, rather than Taylor Swift. And this is the father's fault. He's not even a father. He's just a sperm donor. He's the moron that pays the bills. He is what you would call the donkey. He's the guy with the horns. If you ever hear any Italian or Spanish person, when they refer to a man who's being cuckolded, they call him a cornudo or a cabron, and they'll show you the horns. That's what this guy is. Zero respect for him at all. And don't give me any of this military bullshit. Fuck all that. He failed in the most important place in the world, his home. Because he can't control his wife. How the fuck is he going to be part of a major military campaign? How's he supposed to be the leader of men? How are any guys under him going to take him seriously after this comes out? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with this world, but I'll tell you this. There is a reason why China, Russia, these countries in the Middle East, they lick their chops. They're licking their chops. All they figure is that they survive that first barrage of bombing. Once these dickheads drop down on the ground for a military ground campaign, they can't win. The United States proved that already in Afghanistan and Iraq and Vietnam and Korea. And we've created soft military conditions where these guys are not even taken seriously at home anymore. It's a shame. But that's where we are. We are going to get into some of the stuff that's been going on over the last couple of days. Reese is going nuts because there's dogs outside. But we'll get into those issues in the coming days because everything is out of control. But as of right now, there's my 2 cents. Thank you again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Be careful out there, my friends. Satan is always busy, as you can tell by this bitch on the screen. Be a man. Be a man. Have a backbone, because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. And remember, if it ends in an ism, it's a mental disorder. We'll see you later.